I grew up in the South, in Georgia, from the age of 3. My family and I were the only Asian Americans in the area for years. So I grew up with people staring at me, mocking me, and asking me that dreaded question: where are you from? Contest master, fellow Toastmasters, did you ever feel really different growing up? I did. I could see it in their eyes. I could see that question coming, but my answer would vary depending on how my day was going. Some days I'd cut right to the chase and say quickly, my grandparents were born in Japan. Other days, that question was so irritating, so the conversation would go like this: where are you from? I'm from here. No, where were you born? In Chicago. Well, where were your parents born? In California. Well, you know what I mean. Yes, I do. Finally, I would relent and say, my grandparents were born in Japan. In hindsight, I understand. People were curious. We're human, and our human nature is to be curious. We see someone that looks different, and in that moment, we make an assumption. Do you agree? We all do it at times on some level. Over the years, I have had so many assumptions made about me based solely on this face. I have met people who, because of this face, were shocked when I started speaking. Oh, I didn't expect you to sound that way. Or, wow, you speak English really well. Or worse, do you speak English? Why do people think you'll understand if they just speak louder? And then there's the food. Because I have this face, people assume that I know all about Asian food, and that's all I eat. Complete strangers will approach me and strike up conversations about Chinese food, or they want to ask me where my favorite Chinese restaurant is. To be fair, I do love Asian food, especially Japanese food. But that's mostly because it reminds me of my mother and all the meals that she made for me as a child. Perfect sticky white rice every night for dinner, and her fried noodles. Those are my comfort foods. But my mom also made fried chicken regularly. We cooked out with the neighbors. We had barbecue, corn on the cob, and potato salad. This has been my life, filled with assumptions and questions about where I'm from, do I speak English, and do I know where they can get some good Chinese food. The curiosity and the assumptions of others. It all happens so innocently. But over time, it defined my identity. It made me feel different, less than everyone else, ashamed of this face. It wasn't that way for my best friend. Her grandparents immigrated from Norway. She had white blonde hair and green eyes. No one ever asked her where she was from, or if she spoke English, or anything about Norwegian food. She never identified as anything other than American. I wonder, how different would my life be if others had seen me for who I am before assuming what I am. I'll never know the answer to that question. It took me a lifetime to finally realize that who I am is not defined by what others see or say. I'm an American with Japanese heritage. I may look like my grandmother, but I speak with a Southern twang. Yes, I love Asian food, but I also love my fried chicken. I am all of that and more. Because of all the assumptions made about me, I can see all of us as individuals with different faces and family histories, different voices, sharing different stories. It doesn't matter to me where you're from. What matters to me is who you are. Contest Master.